1. Okay, we're speaking with Coach Jose Fernandez of USF. You guys received the first place vote in the preseason poll. Thoughts on that?
Well, I know who the vote came from, and it came from Gino in Connecticut, because he can't vote for himself, so he had to give somebody else a first place vote. But I'm glad that he thinks of our program the way that he does. But we're not going to sneak up on anybody. I think we got a very talented basketball team, but this league is a lot better than what people think it is.
Do you feel pressure? Because Coach Orium acknowledged that he expects you guys to be in the NCAA tournament, not just Connecticut, but USF to be in there as well. Thoughts on that?
I'd be disappointed if we're not. No, I wouldn't have scheduled the way that we scheduled them. We got games against Maryland, St. John's, Penn State, Kentucky, Oklahoma, Illinois, Villanova. UT Chattanooga has been a staple in the NCAA tournament. We also have Stetson, who's a top 60 RPI team in the state of Florida. So definitely November and December, we're going to get a lot of opportunities to see how good we are.
Is this year's non-conference schedule based on last year's disappointment?
No, I think it's based on the type of team that we have, and the need for our strength of schedule and our RPI needed to be stronger.
Talk about your team this year. Who would players we should look for?
Well, Courtney Williams was unanimously selected first team all conference. Alicia Jenkins, who led the league in rebounding last year. We've got 3 all conference players here, and they're all underclassmen. So we expect a lot from them.
You touched on it a little bit. Your thoughts on the conference overall?
Overall, of course, Connecticut gets a lot of attention. I think no one's going to. We'll have an Exeter on our back. Temple and Memphis both return their backcourts, and they got very good basketball players. And you bring in East Carolina and Tulane from Conference USA. They both return everybody. I remember my first year in the Big East, coming in from Conference USA. We went to the NCAA tournament because we had all 5 starters and our first 2 kids off the bench. So, and then you got other programs. SMU lost some players, but had a very good recruiting class. So I think from top to bottom, it's unfortunate that Cincinnati lost their best player, Alicia Lovett, to an injury here. Ron Huey's going to do a great job at Houston. A tireless worker, has recruited at Texas, Rutgers. So I think he just needs a little bit of time to change things there in the culture and recruit this type of kids. So it's going to be an exciting year.
How long do you think? How long do you think it'll take to change the perception that the American is not just UConn?
Well, it's going to start to see how many, it'll change to see how we do against non-conference foes. And I think our league has scheduled from top to bottom a lot of quality non-conference opponents. So it starts with us winning outside of our conference.
Give me your thoughts on how women's college basketball has changed in the recent years.
Well, I think there's going to be continued change with some of the recruiting reform with 2016 kids in contact with those guys and kids committing early. We added the 10-second backcourt count. I think there's still changes coming, and hopefully we widen the lane and the 3-point line and 5-second closely guarded call. Maybe reducing that from 10 to 8-second backcourt count and playing with a shorter shot clock. So I think there's more stuff coming.
What are your thoughts on the Final Four being in Tampa?
It was great in 2008. It was great for our basketball program and people getting excited about women's basketball. And we're bidding on it again. Here with the Tampa Sports Commission, Rob Higgins, and our athletic director, Mark Harlan. It's great that for that 1 week, all the eyes of women's basketball are on the city of Tampa, Florida.
How good can your team and the USF program become?
Well, we've been very successful. We've gone to 10 postseasons in the last 11 years. A lot more of those should have been NCAA tournament bids, and my goal is in March, April, when they're talking the NCAA tournament, that USF is always in that talk and in that argument.
Thank you, Coach.
You got it.